My name is Tang Tsz Chung. I'm a Year 1 CEM student of CTU. This summer I have an industrial training at PolyU. This training has lasted for a week, and within these 7 days I had to attend training of 6 different aspects. They are scaffolding and formwork, structural steel, non-destructive tests, concrete, anchoring, and brickwork and plastering. Day 1. Scaffolding. At the beginning of this workshop, the instructor introduced some scaffolds to us. Then we tried to make our scaffold according to the instructor instructions. We are reminded that we should wear some safety equipment when we build a scaffold. Although we can build the scaffold quickly, it was quite difficult to demolish it. It is because we should be careful that we cannot remove the member which is the main support. After lunch, the instructor showed us a new scaffold. This scaffold is really heavy and difficult to build. The instructor gave us a drawing about the shape of the scaffold. We followed the drawing to build the scaffold. It is really hard to build. The most difficult thing was that we must tighten the bolts of the basing of the scaffold. Day 2. Formworking. In the morning of the formwork workshop, the lecturer introduced different types of the formwork to us and showed us the practice of those formwork which are commonly used in Hong Kong construction industry. Also, he introduced some tools which can cut the plywood by hand to us and taught us some safety rules when we use those tools. After lunch, the lecturer gave us a task to make an I-shaped formwork. He gave us the drawing which showed the dimension of the formwork. First, we calculate the number of plywood needed to make a formwork. Then we use the cutting machine to cut plywood in a particular shape. Finally, we tie them together to form a formwork by nail. Day 3. Structural steel. In this workshop, the lecturer first introduced us the type of structural steel. Then he taught us how to identify the grade and dimension of the steel. After that, he showed us some hand tools which can cut and drill a structural member. Because it is really dangerous to use those tools, he taught us some precaution and safety measures. Finally, he taught us how to inspect the welds by visual examination and non-destructive tests. After attending the lecture, we went to the industry to know more about the tools. The instructor showed us many tools about cutting, drilling, and welding the structural member. Because these things are dangerous, we need to wear safety equipment like goggles. What we actually learned is that we know the potential dangers of each tool. After lunch, we had a hard task. We need to cut a special shape of two steel. It was really hard because we need to cut them by our hand. All of us try our best, but we cannot complete our task because we have not enough time. Day 4. Non-destructive tests and anchoring. Non-destructive tests mean some tests are conducted without destroying the structure. We have to check the building whether it is suitable for us to use. Since the defects in building will lead to serious or fatal injuries, we need to check them regularly. In the industry, the lecturer showed us the machines which are commonly used in detecting the defects in building structure. We have tried the method of rebound hammer test. We use the hammer to hit the concrete board to determine the concrete strength. We should not hit the same position on the board because this will affect the result of the test. We have also tried some tests such as cover-mirror test and half-shell potential test. After lunch, we have a workshop of anchoring. The duty staff showed us how to install torque control expansion anchor. First, he drilled a hole on a concrete board according to the anchor size. Then he cleaned the dust inside the hole by a vacuum cleaner. After that, he installed the anchor by a hammer. Finally, he taut the anchor. Since the Hilti staff have mentioned that there are some factors leading the anchor to a failure mode, we have tried the failure mode of edge distance and anchor distance. We install the anchor closely and near the edge. Of course, failure mode occurred. Day 5. Mixing concrete and casting concrete. In this part, since we had made a formwork in the previous workshop, we had to calculate the volume of the formwork so as to weigh the component of the concrete according to the given design. After weighing the ingredients, we put all the materials into the mixing machine. After mixing the concrete, I have conducted a slump test. The result of the slump test was not satisfied since the workability of our concrete was low. The instructor told us that the concrete could not be used in practice since it did not reach our required design. However, we proceed our work. After casting the concrete, we used the vibrator to vibrate the concrete to prevent the formation of honeycombing. The instructor reminded us not to vibrate the concrete for a long time and unevenly to prevent segregation. After filling the concrete, we should make the surface as smooth as possible. Finally, we let the concrete to harden within 1 day. Day 6. Removing formwork and fixing reinforcement. In this part, we had divided into 2 sections. First, we removed the formwork of our previous model. Second, we fixed the reinforcement. We removed the formwork carefully, since we have not enough concrete to fill the formwork and we had no vibration after using other groups' concrete. There were 2 layers after removing the formwork obviously. Finally, our concrete model was broken by the instructor to show its strength. The strength was almost satisfactory. In the next session, we learned how to fix the reinforcement. The instructor told us how to fix the reinforcement by tool. However, it is really hard to handle the skill. Although it was really hard to fix the reinforcement well, we also finished the hard work. Day 7. Brickwork and plastering. In that day morning, the lecturer first gave us a lecture about the basic information of brickwork. After introducing us something about brickwork, he also taught us something about plastering and finishes. After lunch, we went to the industry to learn something practical. The instructor is an experienced teacher. He taught us the recipe for doing those technical work such as the in situ method of measuring the horizontal level. After his demonstration, we tried to apply a brickwork layer on his example and try to apply a binding layer. It is really difficult. We cannot do this even under his instructions. It is difficult to keep the work in the horizontal level. Although all of us fail in doing this kind of work, it was also worth because we have learned many practical works. That's what I've learned in the PolyU, and that's the end of my digital video. Thank you for your attention.